Cradle of Filth fires Ashok after his comments about leaving the band after their current tour. The Drama Llama has paid a visit to the black metal scene. Let me go into this for you. So, there has been a fair bit of drama focusing on Cradle of Filth for the last 24 hours. Now, Cradle of Filth, of course, are the symphonic black metal band, which are from Suffolk, UK. They formed in 1991, and they have had a slew of past members. I think at this point, the only official member of Cradle of Filth is Danny Filth, which, I mean, that's happened a plenty of times, that's for sure. But it just goes to show that Cradle of Filth can, and certainly Danny Filth, cannot hold on to his band members. So let's get into this. So, a little bit recently, about a day or so ago, maybe a little bit over a day as of recording this, we had the keyboardist of Cradle of Filth, Zoe Marie Fedorov, announced her departure. That's her right there. And she put up a brief statement saying that it is with deep regret I share that for personal reasons I am unable to continue this tour and continue in general with Cradle of Filth. Please respect my privacy and my family's privacy. I will answer no further questions. Be kind to my successor. I wish her and now my former bandmates well. And sort of went on to, go on. There's a little bit of, I guess, assumptions that we would have made at this point, but then it goes deeper. Her husband, Cradle of Filth guitarist, has now Ashok, guitarist Marek Ashok Smurda, who's known to all his fans and to the band themselves Ashok, as Ashok, announced that there has been a fair bit of, let's say, unprofessionalism going on in the Cradle of Filth camp, which is crazy, absolutely mind-boggling for a band that's had like 20 past members or some such nonsense. And he cited frustrations that are going on, but let's get into his statement. Dear fans and friends, I ask you to please respect my wife and myself in this transitional period. I am indeed leaving Cradle of Filth at the end of this current tour, and the reasons behind this are conclusions my wife and I came together at long before this week. We simply do not feel like Cradle can provide for our future and in fact hinders it. Among other reasons, it is a lot of work for relatively low pay, the stress is quite high, and we haven't felt for a while like this band actually prioritizing or caring about members. It has been years of unprofessional behaviour from people above us that led to our decision. He then goes on to discuss things like the collaboration with Ed Sheeran, which he has called foolish clown antics, which is incredible because really no one hates Ed Sheeran more than me. So, Ashok insisted he will finish his tenure with Cradle of Filth with pride, saying that I'm going to finish this tour strong. For the fans and for my friends in this band and crew, it is my last ride with Cradle, and I'm proud to give it my best. I am sad to not share the stage with my wife these last times, but I respect why she left, and I am happy our friend Kelsey Peters has been given opportunity to shine. So, that all looked fine. It looked like he was willing to leave a good note, despite his wife leaving leaving, I should say. But then it just gets even crazier. Cradle of Filth fires Ashok after his comments about leaving the band after their current tour. Oh man, this is just great. It just does not get any better than this. Danny Phil's statement. I'm sure it's unbiased. It is with a grave heart that Cradle of Filth officially announced the firing of guitarist Marek Ashok's murder from the band, effective immediately. Oh, so good. Oh, I had a shit day at work, so this is great. Despite all attempts to illegally defame and derail the band, I mean, those are big calls. I didn't see any of defaming of the band. Anyways, calling a spade, it looked like he was doing, saying he wasn't getting paid that much. I mean, if you're at a job and you're speaking to your wife or your missus or any family member and going, I don't think this place is paying me enough to look after my future, and you put that out there, that's not defaming it, that's you taking on board personally what you want to achieve in life and going, maybe this isn't for me anymore. Certainly not defaming the band. Anyways, let's continue on. Despite all attempts to illegally defame and derail the band, Cradle of Filth will not cancel any of our South American shows, probably because South America traditionally pays a lot of money to extreme metal bands. Though fans will have to bear with us being a band with only one guitarist live, that is, of course, until Ashok's temporary replacement is flown out to join the tour in a few days' time. Thank you for your understanding in this horrible matter. We are all in a state of shock over proceedings and will share our side to these unfortunate events in due course. Please respect our decision to part with Ashok now rather than at the end of the tour, and avoid speculation as more clarity on the situation will be provided. The rest of the band are cool. Yeah, you know what, Danny? Up until that point in the statement, I think most people were willing to accept what you're saying and let sleeping dogs lie, but, I mean, now you're just being personal and nasty. By saying that the rest of the band are cool is just kind of insinuating that the other two are not, and that they're being quite trying to get you or something, being quite nefarious in there, but it doesn't seem like that at all. They just seem to be doing what's right for them in a relationship as a family. Anyway, so let's continue the rest of the statement. The rest of the band are cool, even if taken aback, and accusations toward management, who work very closely with me and the band, are completely unjust and unfounded, as this is the manager speak I guess he's giving. Patience is a virtue and the truth will always out. Thank you once again, fellow filthlings, and we look forward to the rest of the Screaming of the Americas tour here in Uruguay and beyond. Your friend, Danny. Now, Ashok's side of the story. I mean, we really got into that before, but yeah, I feel like they just want to do what's right for them. Ashok and his partner Zoe. It doesn't really feel like this is like a cold, calculated thing. I think it feels like Ashok and Zoe were just like, look, enough's enough. We're not being paid what we feel is right due to our contributions for the band, and it makes it very hard for us to make ends meet. So let's sort of move on. But you know what? You think you would let it just sort of lie there. You think you wouldn't do anything else that looked a little bit shitty. And you think you would just kind of wait a bit, let things breathe, let, sort of tempers cool down a bit. But Cradle of Filth's Wikipedia, no doubt controlled by Danny of Filth and Camp or his, representation, have already removed them from the member list. My God. Talk about being a little bitch. Let's scroll all the way down. Current members. Gonskis. I mean, they wasted no time in including Kelsey Peters, which is fine. That's, whatever. She's the replacement for Zoe. Look at all of these former members. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, dear Lord, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So there was 24 gone members before Zoe and Ashok. Look, this, I'm not saying Danny Filth is a bad guy. I just feel like whoever is making the management decisions are not making good ones. This probably could have been resolved if they'd maybe done something to appease Zoe and Ashok, at least to get through to the end of the tour. But I mean, this is the situation we're in, where people aren't getting paid enough, and they feel like the only way to air certain grievances is to really just go to where the online space is, which is fine. I feel like Zoe did the right thing by keeping things quite amicable as, look, I'm leaving for personal reasons, sorry, and good luck to the person who's going to replace me. And it looks like for the most part, she did what she could to make sure there was a replacement. And Ashok, from a husband perspective, I understand why he did what he did. But yeah, this is so I feel like, dear Lord, even more past members anyway, unofficial past members. But look, this is I mean, just because you're like Danny Filth might be a great guy, but just because he is doesn't mean he's necessarily a good manager. So yeah, that's it for me. I feel like if Danny Filth and co are guilty of one thing, is not letting Ashok turn around and say to them, "You're not firing me because I quit." Yeah, that's my thoughts on this whole situation. Gotta love it when the drama llama visits. Okay, see you later, everyone. Bye.